The doctors that initially diagnosed me said that it was a death sentence, that there was no hope, that I was going to die. I was very afraid.
I was 2 feet in the grave and 1 hand at the edge. Doctor told me I could die any minute.
60 days ago, I left the hospital. My funeral was planned. I was dying. I said goodbye to my family. It was over.
I was about as close to being dead as I can think of without actually being dead.
What I loved in this world the most, what I was put here to do, is to teach. And I wasn't able to do it.
The doctors tell me it's incurable and it is terminal.
The hospital sent us home saying, sorry, we can't help you. We've tried all of our drugs. They didn't work.
The healthcare system in most Western democracies is broken. It's not a cure-based mentality. They keep pumping you full of drugs and doing radiation therapy and chemotherapy and all kinds of things that all they're trying to do is extend your life. They're not trying to find a cure.
The majority of pharmaceuticals are classified in categories. Note the categories: antibiotic, anti-hypertension, analgesic, which is anti-pain, anti-acid, anti-neoplastic, anti-this, anti-that. They're all antis, for God's sake. I mean, what drug does anything pro? The paradigm today is kill the symptom, give a chemical, and it's the greatest Ponzi scheme the world's ever known, because if you suppress a symptom with one chemical, you will get 2 or 3 more symptoms that have to be suppressed with yet more chemicals, and so on. So you see, just follow the money trail to know why we're in the system we're in today.
This is the life I lived. I mean, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd say, not another day of this, the whole day of not being able to breathe. I'm on oxygen 24 hours a day.
I'm an anesthesiologist who was practicing full-time, and then I wound up getting hit incredibly hard by Lyme to the point where I was essentially totally incapacitated and had to quit working completely.
The way I'm talking today, I couldn't do this a year ago. 2, 3 years ago, I couldn't do it. I was sitting there like that.
I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't take care of my baby.
And so I talked to the doctor and I said, well, what's my, odds? What's the possibility of beating this? He was an old pulmonologist and he said, I've never seen anyone beat it.
In 6 weeks, the same doctor that told me my wife was going to die wrote on her discharge orders, continue BX protocol, because that's the only thing that saved her life.
BX is the medicine of the future because it's working at such a fundamental level of biochemistry. It's at the root of where the disease process originates.
Evidently, the BX now, by helping the oxygen get consumed at a mitochondrial level, which is the end part of oxygen for the body, if it's doing that, yes, the BX will do for very many conditions, many conditions, because basically everything is dependent upon energy production.
I have seen BX produce dramatic changes in a wide range of conditions. Chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, cardiomyopathy, cancer.
I've given the BX to a variety of different patients, cancer patients, patients with goiter, pulmonary fibrosis, autism, and all of them have gotten better. 100% have gotten better.
The track history of the BX has a very prevalent place in my life. First, my wife was cured. Then my mom was cured. Then my father was cured of cancer, and I've been cured of diabetes. You can probably say that I'm a believer in the BX.
I mean, it's not uncommon for me to pull a 96 and a 97. I very seldom go below 95 without oxygen. These are numbers that were just fantasy for me before. When I was younger, I didn't pull these kind of numbers.
I've had I don't know how many people tell me that I just look so much more alive and better. And to cap it off, last week I went skiing for the first time in 2 years.
And since we started the BX, she's off of all of her medications and no seizures since we've started.
If you could have seen these hands 6 weeks ago, there's very different. You wouldn't have been able to see my knuckles. My fingers would have been, enlarged. They would have been swollen all throughout, my hands. About 6 weeks ago, I started with the BX. I mean, I'm speechless. Honestly, I would not have expected in such a short time that I would feel so great. That my hands haven't seen my hands look this normal in years.
I'm out in the field doing sales, doing what I love, making an income again, and able to live the life of a normal 24-year-old.
The BX has actually given me my freedom and my life back.
I feel like $1 million, like life has started over.
A year's worth of medication for me was over 80 bottles of different pharmaceutical prescriptions, and I'm happy to say that now I don't take any.
We spend time together and it's priceless, and it's more than I could ever ask for, because that's what it's about. That's what I wanted to. That's why I've been fighting so hard to live, is so I can have those moments with my babies.
We needed a miracle, and BX was that miracle.
It's seldom we find a protocol that's truly revolutionary. These treatments are revolutionary on all fronts. They're a game changer.
We're ready to take this to the world, but people must be willing to look beyond the misconceptions of the current medical model, and then we can change the world.